Hey everybody, this is Crystal Weir and I wanted to do an edit video of this photo. I got a bit of interest over on Instagram, so I wanted to do this for you. I finally found a program that would work on my Windows desktop for me to screen record. And so I'm going to show you how I went from this straight out of camera photo to this image here. So let's get started. So the first thing I do is I open the photo in Photoshop. I usually start off in Photoshop. Sometimes I'll start off in Lightroom, but I'll usually start off in Photoshop to get like basic adjustments. So we're going to wait for this to load into Photoshop, and this may take a little longer than expected only because I'm screen recording and my computer seems to lag just a little bit when I screen record. So this is the straight out of camera, and the first thing we're going to do is an unsharp mask, not preset, but action that I created in Photoshop. So we're going to run that. So you can see his eyes are not super sharp, so I want to sharpen those a little bit. And like I said, this might take longer than expected only because I'm screen recording, so I apologize for the lag and delay. So that sharpened them pretty good. Good enough for me. So the next thing I want to do is a brown gradient action, and that usually adds like a brown vignette around the photo because I love warm tones. So we're going to do that, and then let's see. I'm trying to figure out where my, oh, here they are. Why are they down there? My layers. Okay. So we're going to adjust this just a bit. So I don't want this to be on his whole body, so I'm going to expand the center just a little bit. And I think I'm going to use the layer mask and erase. Why is this doing that? Is it too big? I don't know why this is happening. I forget how I've corrected this last time. Let's see. Is it caps lock? Yes. Sorry about that. I don't know why it does that. Okay, I must have pushed the caps lock button by accident. So this is what it does when you push the caps lock button. So we're going to erase some of that brown off right now. Oopsies. I have it on 50%. So we're just going to 50% opacity, sorry. Erase some of that off of him. Maybe a little bit up here. And then I'm going to see what soft light looks like. And I think I like that. You know, I'm going to change the color. It's still going to be brown, but let's see. That's about the same, I think. Okay. So next I'm going to go to levels, and I'm going to work on his skin. So I'm just going to focus on his skin to get the skin to match him in real life. So I'm adding a little bit of red in the levels layer. I went from, you open it here and then you go down to the red channel, and this will make this adjust the reds. So you got to be very careful and just slightly adjust. Let's see. And I kind of did the overall photo, which I like as well. Let's see, add a little bit. So I'm in the blue channel, and if I wanted more blue, I'd bring this over, but I want a little bit of yellow. So we're going just to warm it up a little bit. Yeah, that looks decent. I might adjust that a little bit more, but for now I like that. And then over here, these dark spots here, I'm going to add a blank layer, and I'm going to, because I've edited this before, I'm going to library. I have a few colors that I like, so I saved them. And so I'm going to use this green here. And what I'm going to do is, oh, sorry, cancel that. Go back up. Uh-oh, where'd my green go? I think I lost my green. Okay, it's okay. I'll just sample the green here. And then I'm going to save that. Foreground color, just add that back. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of paint this green on my layer. It's on 50, I'm going to do 100 opacity, just so I know where it's adjusting to, or where it's affecting it. So, like I said, it's going to go a little slow. So I added some green there, and since it's a little bit too much, I'm going to drop the opacity of the layer just a bit to get it to where I want it. That looks okay. Yeah, let me add just a little bit of this green too, at 50 in some spots. That works. I have to do 100. A little bit of that. Just to lighten it up a little bit. Okay, I think I'm good with, oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. I think I'm good with that. So what I'm going to do now is flatten this whole thing. And I'm going to, I've been playing around with frequency separation. I learned about this, was it last year or the year before? And I don't do too much, I don't mess with skin too much. Especially when doing like lifestyle and documentary, but for portraits I've been playing around with it, so I'm going to show you that. And I got this action from a YouTube channel called Flern, and I could possibly, if you're interested, I could link you to the frequency separation. And so here's the action, and I'll run that. So it creates two duplicate layers. I'm not gonna really explain too much because I might mess it up, but I'll try to leave the link to the YouTube, and he explains it much better. So there's two layers here, and I work off the different layers. One is for just the texture, and one is if you want to remove like spots and stuff. So for the texture of the skin, I'm gonna work on this first layer. And what you do is you use the lasso tool, and let's zoom into his face. His face is pretty smooth, but what I want to do is just kind of blend the different skin tones and just kind of make the skin smoother, I guess. But this does it without really losing the texture of the skin. So what I'm going to do is create like that. Create like circles or just weird shapes wherever you want to adjust the skin tone. And I have an action, not an action, but a shortcut to get to my Gaussian blur. So it's my shortcut is Control B. And so you adjust. You don't want it to be too much. See how it just becomes too much. So you want to use this very sparingly. And I'm sorry if you hear my kids in the background. I apologize. So you can't see much of a difference, but I'm sure if I zoomed out, I'd see a difference. But We're gonna keep it at about, let's just go to 7. Okay. And then over here, you'll probably see a difference over here. Look here when I adjust this. Look right under his eye. B. Let's see, let's bring that up just a little bit just so you can see the difference. Oops, sorry, too much. Way too much. This would probably be a better tutorial if it was on like a grown-up, because kids, they have nice smooth skin already. So I could probably do that in another video. You see here how without the adjustment, a little darker here, like 2 different color tones, and then when I add the adjustment, it kind of evens it out just a little bit. I could do it a little bit more, but I'd rather not do it that much. So we'll leave about 10. Okay, and then I'm just going to adjust just to, since this is a tutorial, just play around. Yeah, okay. Then I'll show you how I get rid of the different spots on his face too. So we got that. Good. Smooth up. Maybe just a little up here. Let's see. See how it looks far away. You don't want it to be too smooth. Let's turn that off. See if we can see the adjustment off. And then back on. It's very subtle because he already has smooth skin. I don't know if you can see it through this screen recording, but it's a very subtle adjustment. So now I'm going to work on, well, let's see, let's do one more. See how there's like darker skin? He has like a tan. Farmer's tan is what they call it, I think. And then we're going to just try to blend just a little bit. See how they kind of blended a little bit more? See. Without, with, I don't know if you can tell. Let's see. Let's do a shoulder. So you can tell there. The jagged edge, not the jagged edge, but the hard edge here, it kind of smooths it out, like a good transition. So that was probably a better example. So we're going to leave the skin like that, and then we're going to go to this next layer, and we're going to just get rid of some of the bumps and spots and crumbs. So now I'm going to use the clone stamp tool, and I click Alt to sample skin, to sample the skin, and then I just click. And doing it on separate layers helps, because if I did this on the first layer, it just blurred out. Let's see if I can do an example here. Or yeah, see how it's getting darker? Because I'm not supposed to be using that layer. Let's see if we can erase that. Kind of just darken the spot instead of remove the area, the blemish. Let's see. See. And nobody's going to be able to see these once I zoom out, but just for tutorial sake, I'm just going to adjust that. Let's see. And I'm zoomed in pretty far. So let's zoom back out. So this is without all the adjustments I just did, and then with the adjustments I just did. Very subtle difference, but you can tell his skin got a little bit more smoother. So now we're pretty much done here in Photoshop. Let's I think I'm good with that. Yeah, so let's flatten this, and we're gonna save it. File, save. Yeah, this is gonna be, hopefully this goes a little faster. I'm waiting for it to come back to Lightroom here. Let me look at and see what exactly I did for this photo so that I remember. Contrast, black clipping, vibrance, clipping, blue and red. Okay. Still waiting, see if it's still saving. Okay, now it's finally coming over to Lightroom. I'm so sorry this is taking so long. Okay. Now let's work on this. Okay, what I'm gonna do first is I use a tone curve preset that I created. Let's see, this one's it. Yes. So they kind of just made like the colors pop. So I'm gonna adjust the highlights. I want this highlight to be a little brighter, and then the blacks a little darker. See the whites. Sorry if you heard my kids back there. Then we're gonna up the vibrance a little bit. Let's see, just with those couple adjustments, you can see how that transformed it. Let's see what else, if I want to do anything else. Let's see, the blue channel. This is what the blue channel does. Pretty much decreases the saturation and then increases. So we can increase that a little bit. And then the red channel, let's see, maybe for his skin, if I wanted to, yeah, let's see. Okay, let's see, we'll think we'll leave the green channel alone. That kind of adjusts the skin too. Let's see, I don't want him to be orange, so let's bring that back down. Let's see. That's pretty good. See about the shadows just a little bit. I think I'm okay with that, I think. Let's see if we cool the whole image down just a little bit. I don't want to go overboard, so let's fix. I think we already have enough of a vignette around. I don't think we need more. I guess we can add a little bit. Let's see. See it full screen. I think I'm going to go into the details just because to add a little bit more sharpening to his eyes. So let's see, yeah, maybe let's see what 50 does. Yeah, that's sharpening just a bit. And that sharpened the overall photo. So we could use the masking just so it sharpens around the eyes mostly, or the edges. I can bring that up. So it's not sharpening the whole photo. Okay. So I think I like that. Let's see. Do I want noise? I don't think I want to do noise reduction. I usually do noise reduction, but because I already smooth his skin using the frequency separation, it may be a little overboard with the softening of the skin. I kind of like that though. Let's see. Let's just do 10, I guess. Let's see. 10. Oops. Unzoom that. So I think that's good. Once it adjusts, don't know why it's blurry. Still loading, I guess. Okay, let's go to develop. So I don't know why it's doing this. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, so it doesn't want to work for me right now. So let's see. Attribute. Let's see here. So we went from this photo straight out of camera to this image straight out of camera. Let's put them side by side. So this is the before. Just let you see that full screen. So this is the before image and this is the after. I hope that you were able to get something out of this. I hope I wasn't like mumbling. Hope it's clear enough for you. And if you have any questions, just send me a message or through Instagram or Facebook if we're friends on either. And I'd be happy to answer them. So I hope this was helpful, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.